Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Friday Night Smackdown. I'm Michael Cole here with now we have and we have what is it? Edward Collins and Corey Graves. And Edward Collins, I want to say welcome to the TWF and good for being a part of our team now. Yeah, Edward Collins said, I'm gonna be doing Impact and start doing Friday Night SmackDown. And thank you, Michael Cole and Corey Graves, for having me be here. Well, just keep in mind, you're not the first doll who ever called play-by-play. You're not the first one that ever had to have a stand in, but we're glad to have you. At least it's not Ashley Williams anymore. Well, speaking of Ashley Williams, our I was going to call my mistake. Speaking of Corey Gray says, but welcome to the team, Andrew Collins. I think you'll do a good job. Edward Collins, you do a good job. Well, thank you. And Mike Cole says, speaking of Ashley Williams, we got him here now. All right. So now Ashley Williams says, I want to say that good job for Edward Collins for taking over my stead as doing play-by-play now. Now I'm here today since we got Diva Talks, who's been bad since I don't know when, and it's gotta stop. It truly is. Diva Talks is already starting her evil shit. You know, she's already doing her evil stuff to Dennis Rodman, to Drew McIntyre, and to me, and I want her to come out now. So, Diva Talk says, you wanted to see me, boss? Yeah, I wanted to see you, boss. That's probably the good way to put it. Yeah, I did want to see you, and I'll tell you why. So, you've been bad again. You went heel, went bad again, went evil again. Maybe evil's not the good word to say, but you did go bad and heel again. Starting shit with Drew McIntyre, starting shit with Dennis Rodman, and I'm here to tell you I don't think that it was a good move. Well, wasn't such a good move, Diva Talk says, but be all earnest about it. I mean, let's be earnest about this one, Ashley Williams. You know, Drew McIntyre isn't the right man for the job. He never was. And Dennis Rodman, well, he was more of a windable ball player that somehow became a wrestler and somehow became a show player, and who knows what he's doing these days. But I don't really think he should be a good world heavyweight winner. So I am going to give AJ Styles his fight again with Dennis Rodman. Well, you're going to give that to Jasmine, because Jasmine lost it to AJ Styles 2 times. So you're going to have her have a seat to win it again. And what about Drew McIntyre? You got him fighting Seth Rollins again, after Drew McIntyre had already beat Seth Rollins once, 2 times. Also beat you and him. So the way I look at it, Diva Talks, is that you think that you should be the TWF heavyweight winner or world heavyweight winner. So how about I put you in the ring? You're going to wrestle. You will be wrestling, not at Heatwave, but at Bash at the Beach. That's in July. You're going to be fighting Drew McIntyre. So how do you like that? You jerk, Diva Talk says. You jerk, Ashley Williams. You know what? Maybe that was that the only handicap you were going to come up with. But we all know that that was the only handicap you were going to come up with. Well, what do you think about that one? Michael Cole says we're going to see Diva Talks going to be fighting Drew McIntyre for the TWF heavyweight winning sometimes down the road. Not at Heatwave, but at Bash at the Beach next month in July. Well, we won't get ahead of ourselves. Corey Gray said we got Heatwave to deal with in June, and I think that was just wrong of Ashley Williams putting Diva Talks in the ring when we all know Diva Talks isn't a wrestler. She is not a fighter. But the way I look at it, Andrew Collins says, is that Diva Talks actually thinks that she don't think Drew McIntyre or Dennis Rodman for be heavyweight, TWF heavyweight, or world heavyweight winners. Not at all. You're right about that, Michael Cole says. Diva Talks believes that either AJ Styles or Seth Rollins should be the heavyweight winner, or the world heavyweight winner. And now we're going to have another friend who's a long time, Buffy Summers. Alright, Buffy Summers says, I have been a vampire, I have been a blood sucker slayer since 1997. Wow. Alright. I have been dealing with this for a long time. I have fought many foes, some of them, some man-like, women-like, other been fiends, witches, whatever, fiends, bloodsuckers, you name it. But I'm happy to say that my whole fight with Randy Orton is done. You know? And not that Randy Orton, we don't know, we got all these lockers. And you put him in some locker somewhere, and you forget about him, and who knows where he's at. So Randy Orton, I guess you didn't want. I guess you got yourself. You in one of those lockers some months ago, and then you didn't know where to put yourself at, right? Well, I guess I'm happy to say that my little hang up with Randy Orton is done. Well, that might be true and all, Buffy Summers, but you got a new hang up. And this hang-up happens to be named Jack Flagger, or Jack Haggard. And he happens to be a former FCW heavyweight winner, ECW heavyweight winner, world heavyweight winner, Galled in a Box winner, and Ondit Irks winner. Well, you said a lot, Zeb Coulter. But I'm here to tell you, Buffy Summers, that you got a new hang-up. And he's the New Worlder, Swagger Jagger. Hagger Jagger. I don't even know what that is, Buffy Summers said. What's a Flagger Jagger? What's a Hagger Jagger? See, I know who Jack Flagger is. I know who Jack Haggard is, so yeah. You're the jerks that were fighting Shark Boy. You're the jerks that been beating up on Dennis Rodman, believing that you should be the world heavyweight winner and not Dennis Rodman. Right? Yeah, that's right. And if we get a fight lord in the ring, or a fight overseer, a fight foreman, what you want to call it, we can get this fight going. Ding ding. Well, the fight's underway now. And right now we got Jack Flagger taking on Buffy Summers. And Buffy Summers just took down Jack Flagger, Michael Cole said, and a body slam. Buffy Summers, who once used to call fights on Main Event on NXT at one time, but not anymore. Oh! No, not anymore. She shifted on from that one, Michael Cole says. Well, I'll tell you right now, Andrew, Edward Collins said, I have a lot of on-look for Buffy Summers, even though she's a bloodsucker fiend hunter, or huntress, or flayer, whatever she wants to be called. But at the end of the day, I'm a vampire, a bloodsucker with a soul, so she would not see me as a foe. Yeah, that's right. Because we all know Buffy's had her run-in with Angel and Spike, right? Yeah, right about that. Corey Graves says. That'd be true. And I think Jack Swagger should be the world heavyweight winner. Oh! And then a body slam comes up. Oh! And a drop kick by Buffy Summers here. And Jack Swagger somehow. Oh no, Zeb Coulter, what does he have to do? Get in his fight, Michael Cole said. Down goes Zeb Coulter. Why did he get in that fight for? Oh, and Jack Swagger just took down Buffy Summers. And now Jack Swagger wants to seek to make Buffy Summers give up. Will he make her give up here on Friday Night Smackdown? Michael Cole said. You know what? Corey Graves says half her head sticking out of the ring, the other half sticking out between the ropes. How is that not unlawful? I don't know. There we go. I'll tell you one thing, Edward Collins says, I don't know. But I would hate it. But I would hate it if Buffy Summers would lose to Jack Swagger or Jack Haggard. Haggard, I guess. And it's Dennis Rodman just showed up. And that's going to let Buffy Summers beat. Buffy Summers now got back up now. She going to take out Jack Swagger. Oh, you can't see that. You didn't see that. Corey Graves says Dennis Rodman coming out and helping Buffy Summers get out of the move that Jack Swagger was in. That Buffy Summers put Jack Swagger. No, that Jack Swagger put Buffy Summers in. You didn't see that? Oh. And now, once again, Jack Swagger is going to try to seek to make Buffy Summers. Is going to seek to make Buffy Summers give up again. Here's Dennis Rodman again. Come back. Oh, he just took down Zeb Coulter. We're getting back up into this fight. And Buffy Summers not giving up. But ding ding ding. Oh, that's real good, Michael Cole said. Oh. This is sad. Now Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger both beating up on Buffy Summers right now. And Zeb Coulter stopping the fight for men from breaking up the fight. And Dennis Rodman came in. Oh, I'll tell you one thing. Edward Collins says, we just went to show what kind of weakling that Jack Swagger and Jack Haggard are for them beating up on Buffy Summers like that. You know. And good thing that Dennis Rodman helped Buffy Summers out of her fight. Yeah, we all know, Corey Graves says, oh, what a lord and what a good doer Dennis Rodman is. Yeah, sure. He spent most of his time being in WCW and part of the NWO, having his hangs up with Randy Savage. Yeah, we all know he's a friend of Unjun Kim III. Unjun Kim, so yeah. We all know he's a good doer. Corey Graves says, yeah, Dennis Rodman just can't keep his nose out of other folks' business, Corey Graves says. What do you mean that? What do you mean? Edward Collins says. He had to hang up with Jack Swagger going back to Gal in the Box when Jack Swagger beat him up. So, and I think he did a right thing by helping Buffy Summers out. Edward Collins says. Yeah, you're right about that, Michael Cole says. I think Dennis Rodman did the right thing by helping Buffy Summers out. What was going on with Jack Flagger and Zeb Coulter beating her up. Not right. Not at all. And I believe now that Renee Young is now going to be talking with one of the under overseers. Diva Talks now. Diva Talks. Apparently, you're going to be meeting. You're meeting Drew McIntyre. No. Ashley Williams wants to talk about me doing wrong. He wants to talk about me, doing, about doing evil shit, right? He wants to talk about that. And then he puts me in the ring with Drew McIntyre after he starts scathing me about all the things I did to Drew McIntyre and how I did to Dennis Rodman. You know what? I never said I was a wrestler. I never said I was a fighter. But at the end of the day, I guess I could make more of a good heavyweight, TWF heavyweight winner than Drew McIntyre. But I don't want this bind on me. I don't want this hang up on me. But it is what it is. And I will seek a way of getting out of it. Well, you say that what Ashley Williams did was wrong. But you're scathing Ashley Williams for what he did to you. But you don't think it was wrong for what you were doing to Dennis Rodman and Drew McIntyre. No, I do not, Renee Young, think what I did to Drew McIntyre or Dennis Rodman was wrong. Not at all. You didn't see me fighting him, did you? Yeah, I did put Dennis Rodman and Drew McIntyre into fights, but it wasn't with me. So, Ashley Williams, you think you're so funny by putting me in this bind? Well, we'll see how hard you're laughing when I seek a way to get you gone. Alright, that was my talk with Diva Talks. She's not happy about knowing how she'll be fighting Drew McIntyre sometime down the road. Back to you, Michael Cole. Well, thank you, Renee Young, for talking with Diva Talks, who isn't happy about she'll be fighting Drew McIntyre sometime down the road here. Not at Heatwave in June, but Bash at the Beach in July. Well, I would like to see that fight when that happens. And I think it'll be a good one, Michael Cole said. Yeah, I think it will be a good one. And Edward Collins says, the first time we'll actually see if Diva Talks can actually wrestle and fight, something she says she cannot do. Since she believes Drew McIntyre is not the man for the job, maybe that man for the job should be a woman. You never know, weirder things have happened. But I think Drew McIntyre is going to beat her, and I think it was the right thing for Ashley Williams to do. Oh, said Edward Collins. You think that's right? Corey Graves says. I don't care. There's no way that could be right, Michael Cole. No way that can be right, Edward Collins. Alright? I think what Ashley Williams did was wrong. More wrong than what Diva Talks was doing to Drew McIntyre and Dennis Rodman. And that's my thought, and that's my belief. The match, the fight, should not happen, and I hope Diva Talks can get either Azina or the Board of Overseers or Godzilla or Triple H to call it off. Or that. Well, time will tell what happens. This is all the time we have here for TWF Friday Night Smackdown. I'm Michael Cole for Edward Collins and Corey Graves. We hope you like Friday Night Smackdown, and we'll see you tomorrow for main event.